Much better. Welcome, great to see everybody.
Only see her kitchen.
We're recording now.
There she is.
Oh, with hair on too.
Yes.
We can't hear Lynn.
You can't hear?
No, okay. Talk a little louder, Lynn. No, a little bit more. We need it a little bit louder. You either have to get closer to the mic.
I don't know.
No.
Lori, wherever you were standing was good. We heard you really well.
Yeah, I have a teacher's voice.
Got to speak really loud, Lynn. You're going to have to scream.
She has to make the volume on whatever she's using as high as possible. The voice carries if the volume is all the way up.
And for those of you watching, if you go to the speaker's view, you will see Lynn and be able to see much more of what she's doing.
Marcia, can you hear?
I can hear you.
Okay.
Lynn, you're going to have to scream.
No, she has to unmute. Something is wrong.
Yeah, for whatever reason, her volume is not good.
Mute one. Can't do that.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, gee.
Uh,
Lenny?
It is being recorded, but we have to ask everybody to please shut their phones off.
Yes, I have it on. I'll give you the code. You found it? Good. Goodbye. Thank
Because
you.
we do not want to be disturbed.
I'll do this.
Is anybody talking?
No.
Not yet. Okay, there should be no screen sharing. It's much easier if you go to the speaker view, and that way you'll get a full size screen of Lynn and everything she's doing.
Marcia, you're coming up as the speaker. Is that because?
I'm not going to be the speaker. Don't worry about it, Andrea.
Oh, so it'll change. Okay.
It's
thank
going to
you.
go back to Lynn.
Okay, she just rejoined. Let's see what happens.
Okay, I'm looking for the speaker view. How are we doing, Laura?
Marcia, do you see Lynn?
I don't see Lynn. I only see you right now.
Can you hear us?
I can hear you. Now I see Lynn. Okay, let's hear Lynn's voice. You're gonna really have to scream though, Lynn, because it's not loud for whatever reason.
Okay, can you hear me now?
No, barely.
It's up to 100%. I don't know. And I don't understand why. Okay, so I wonder where there's a microphone place. Can you hear me now?
I can, but I hear Lori better.
The Lori's voice is much better than mine.
Can Lori repeat what you're saying, Lynn?
Can you hear me? Can you
Lynn.
hear me? I wonder if there's is there a microphone in here?
If Lori repeats what you're saying, then it should be okay.
I'll repeat.
That's what we need to do.
Okay,
Otherwise, all right.
okay,
I'm muting myself.
okay. Everybody should end up being muted except for Lynn.
All right, over here. Everybody's together? Everybody together? Marcia's still showing as.
I don't see Lynn.
You don't see Lynn?
No.
She is not muted.
Okay, now I see Lynn. Okay, and look, for whatever reason, I don't know, there is an audio problem. So Lynn, whatever you say, Lori will repeat it so that we understand what's going on. I'm sorry, Laura, but that's the only way we're going to hear.
Okay, no problem. Okay, so there we go. Now
Okay.
we are as the speaker.
Much better.
Now you hear me?
A little bit.
Okay. So you're gonna have to hold the camera up so that we chop off my head. Okay, here we go. Welcome, everyone. Good quality olive oil offers many health benefits and contains essential vitamins, nutrients, and antioxidants. It's reported to be gentle on your digestive system, prevent gallstones, and soothe ulcers. Some of the fats in olive oil are essential for overall good health and can reduce the risk of developing diabetes by approximately 50%.
Wow.
An anti-inflammatory agent in olive oil fights a specific inflammation that is reported to be the underlying cause of diabetes. Doctors have identified olive oil as a brain food, which protects the brain from free radical damage. Medical professionals see free radicals as a threat to good health. Scientists have also linked free radicals to aging. This great oil is effective against these free radicals. It is also high in essential brain vitamins, including vitamins E and K. These vitamins work to slow memory loss. Based on the wide range of antioxidants present in olive oil, this wonder food can strengthen and protect your immune system. Recent research has shown that the fatty acids in the makeup of olive oil assist in lowering the risk of immune crises. which is rather important in these days with immune crises. The fatty acids present in olive oil play an essential role in helping your body function at its best. For women especially, another of olive oil's amazing benefits is that it helps your body absorb calcium. With all these benefits, the most wonderful benefit is that it makes your food taste great. Use it on salads, pasta, meat, toast, grilled fish, in marinades, and in salad dressings. For us as Jews, the olive tree and its oil has represented our strength and persistence, while the olive branch is internationally known as the symbol of peace. The ancient Hebrews were told in Sefer Dvarim that they would find olive groves in Israel. The climate and soil in the mountains of Yehuda and the Galil are perfect for planting and raising olives. In the times of our ancestors, olive oil was used to light lamps, to illuminate homes, for cooking, soaps, for healing powers, as a cosmetic, and as currency. Oil was also used to light the menorah, anoint priests and kings, and even the word Mashiach means anointed one. So now that we know all these benefits, we're going to start cooking. Okay, so I've decided to divide this presentation into 4 courses. We have an appetizer, we have a salad, we have a main dish, and of course, we have to have dessert. Okay, so we're going to start. Oh, I'm sorry. First, let me thank Lori and Jane for all their work, all the effort they put into making this program a reality. I'd like to introduce you my partner and my friend, Robin Lerner, who is my sous chef and purveyor of knowledge, creativity, and class. Okay, so Robin, we're gonna cook now. So our first dish is going to be a confit. Now, what is a confit? Does everybody hear me, by the way? Okay.
The
When
first
you-
dish is going to be a confit.
Oh, you sing it well too.
Does everybody hear that?
No.
Okay.
When you move closer to Robin, we lose it. When you move to,
And I'm far away, you hear me?
Okay, yes.
yes,
You
but when
hear
you
me
move to, yeah, beautifully, but when you move to Robin, it fades out.
Fantastic. But this is where I'm supposed to be.
Okay, great.
Okay, fantastic. So our first dish is a confit. And what is a confit? A confit is a dish that's slow cooked in a liquid, either water, oil, or grease. Grease? Ew. A grease, butter. Butter is an amazing grease, and of course everybody knows everything's better with butter. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take, by the way, I did choose this recipe just because I like saying the word confit. It sounds so nice. Okay.
Very well.
So what we're going to do is we're going to take one leek, one jalapeno pepper. Now, if jalapeno pepper is a little hot for you, a trick is that if you seed the jalapeno, it loses a lot of its heat. So I'm seeding my jalapeno. What about you, Rob? Okay. So now we're going to slice our leeks. I'm slicing for you so you can look at my fine knife skills. As I make them. You hearing all that slicing going on?
Yes,
Okay,
we are.
So I've sliced my leek. I'm putting it into a casserole. Okay. Now, when you use a jalapeno pepper, I totally recommend gloves and keeping your hands away from your eyes and your mouth and your lips because it does nasty things. So this is the way, can you show how Okay, this is how you seed a jalapeno. Just take out the vein in the middle. And the seeds come out really easily. Okay, now I'm going to slice my jalapeno. And in it goes. Now, I happen to love garlic, so I'm probably going to use about 10 to 12 garlic cloves. It's amazing. Don't worry, Lori's going to taste this soon. Okay, then we're going to dredge it in olive oil. Lots of oil. Salt. Pepper. And this goes into a 350-degree oven for 1 hour. Covered, uncovered? Uncovered. Okay. So now, because we're living in time warp time, an hour has passed. And that's what the confit looks like after it's baked for an hour.
Oh, wow.
It's nice and brown and aromatic. The vegetables are soft and they're just delicious. Now you can eat this by bread. Here's our bread. We're going to dip, you can either dip the bread in the oil or you can mash up the vegetables and spread it on your bread. It's really quite delicious. And since I washed already, okay, I have to taste it. Oh. Lori? Okay. Oh, it has just a bit of heat that just like reminds your taste buds that they're alive.
Mm.
Okay. I didn't give myself time to chew.
Everybody hearing? Everybody hearing?
Is everybody
Yes.
hearing me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, fantastic. Our next part is a balsamic vinaigrette. So here we go. Just gonna take out my supplies. Okay, to make our balsamic vinaigrette, I prepared a bowl of lettuce, to which I'm going to add these chickpea croutons. Now, the thing that I love about chickpea croutons is if you have somebody who has a gluten issue or some kind of wheat issue, you can make these chickpea croutons. Basically, what you do is you open a can of chickpeas, wash them, dry them, put them on a cookie sheet, spray the chickpeas with olive oil. I found this amazing thing on a website. It sprays without fluorocarbons or whatever the stuff is. It works out cheaper than the cans, and you just refill at will. It's called an Evo, and you spray the olive oil. It gives you a nice even coating of olive oil. Then you spice it as you please with salt, pepper, garlic. Put it in the oven at 350 for about an hour, and you get these nice crispy chickpeas that are sort of good croutons. They're crunchy and they're not fattening as red ones are. Okay, so now we're going to make our balsamic vinaigrette. We start with a half a cup of olive oil. Okay. And I cheat. The way I cheat is I don't like dump the olive oil because now I'm gonna use a quarter cup of balsamic vinegar. So I just know that a half plus a quarter equals 3/4. So it'll come up to 3/4. Okay, got that. I'm putting it in a handy dandy Rubbermaid shaker, known as a plastic container. To that, I'm adding a teaspoon, I should have looked at this before, a teaspoon of honey. But since honey sticks to the spoon and makes it hard, I'm just gonna eyeball it, give a little squirt. Okay. Then we're going to use a teaspoon of Dijon mustard. I have a teaspoon slice. Okay. Now I'm going to take a clove of garlic. Mince it up. Quickly mince it. I've already minced a shallot. Do a little more mincing.
Lynn, can I ask a question?
Sure.
Do you ever use the frozen cube garlic or the frozen?
I absolutely do. But of course, you do realize anytime you freeze something, it's going to lose some of its flavor.
Okay,
But you know what? When you're cooking, it's a little different than when you're making a dressing. So I think in a dressing, you'd want that whole bit of flavor from the garlic that you won't get from the cubes.
okay, thanks.
Okay. Now, excuse my hands. This is 2 shallots. So I'm just going to take 1 shallot off. Here we go. Here's some shallots. Here's some shallots. The big shallot. So.
I cannot tell you how good it smells in here.
Okay, and now we're going to close it up. And remember when you went to Tupperware parties and they told you to burp it?
Okay.
Make sure you burp it because you don't want to be wearing salad dressing. Now we shake.
Oh, I wish you had smell-o-vision.
Okay. Now we seem to be well combined. And we're just going to pour it over. Oh my gosh, it smells so good.
I mean, that looks like enough salad. You're talking about feeding 8 to 10 people.
It all depends how big they are and how much they like salad.
Okay,
It's a whole plastic thing of baby romaine.
okay,
And it's also, you can make this dressing and keep it in the fridge. It stays a week at least,
oh,
and it smells really good. Lori.
looks good.
Oh, Lori's a taster. Okay. So now that we did, excuse me 1 second. I have to reload my gloves. Okay, so now we've done the salad, we've done the appetizer. Should we play Drano?
No, Lynn, we've got to get to the pasta.
Okay. So now we're gonna move on. But no. Make the cake.
Actually, what we're gonna do is make the cake first.
I think
And
that's
then
what
go back to the pasta.
I think that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna make the cake first, and while the cake is baking, then we can prepare the pasta. So you can turn to your cake recipe. So what I did is, am I going too fast? Okay,
Oh, you're doing fine.
okey doke. So what we're going to do is we're going to combine our dry ingredients. Our dry ingredients are a cup and 3/4 of flour, 2 tablespoons of baking powder, and a 1/2 teaspoon of kosher salt. Now, kosher salt and table salt are not the same thing. If a recipe calls for table salt, use table salt. If a recipe calls for kosher salt, use kosher salt. Kosher salt, everybody knows the granules are larger, they don't measure the same, and it's just a different thing.
Texture.
So most of the chefs will, you have to use kosher salt. They will use other kinds of salt also, but they always prefer you use salt because of the way it breaks down in both cooking and in baking. And that's a different thing.
You don't see Lynn.
Here I am.
Okay, come on back.
Okay, so now we're going to deal with the wet ingredients.
Okay,
Our wet ingredients are as follows. Half a cup of olive oil. But this, we're using extra light olive oil. This way it doesn't have that heavy taste. So it's light olive oil, half a cup of sugar, and vanilla. Now, to make life difficult for all of us, there's 3 different kinds of vanilla that I'm offering. This is a vanilla bean. We have, where did my vanillas go? Oh, thank you. Okay, we have pure vanilla extract. I do not like imitation vanilla extract. And vanilla bean paste. I happen to prefer the most vanilla bean paste. It has a more intense vanilla flavor, and it has those pretty flecks of vanilla that will be in your whatever you're making, in this instant cake. So we take 2 teaspoons of our vanilla bean paste. And now we're going to have some dead air because I am not talking over my mixer.
You'll have to forgive the angle. I'm afraid to move the camera for fear it will disconnect.
Okay, here we go. Okay, I'm now adding 3 eggs, 1 at a time, till they're combined. Okay, so you'll see that there is a nice yellow batter. Yellow batter.
Yellow
Okay,
batter.
What kind of a mixer is that?
it's a Bosch.
That's a Bosch mixer
Oh.
and the mixing things are on the interior of it?
Yes,
Oh,
and these are cake paddles.
A cake paddle?
Yeah, there's all different kinds of paddles. There's cookie paddles, there's cake paddles.
I never saw that. That's unbelievable. What a toy.
Okay, now I'm putting in.
You each get one at the end of the program.
Sounds fine to me, but then we have to eat all the cookies, Laura.
Milk.
Oh, that's, hello. You don't have a mask on for this. I love you, Henny. Hi.
Okay, so now we're gonna add 2 tablespoons.
wait, we need to get back to,
Okay, here we go. Am I yet back?
okay, now you're back.
All right, 2 tablespoons of milk. I'm using oat milk. You can use soy milk. You can use almond milk. I'm allergic to nuts, so I use oat milk.
They're all parv?
Oat milk is parv. Soy milk is parv. Almond milk is parv. Or you can make the recipe milk it. You can make the recipe milk, I can use cow's milk. I was always wondering how they milk an oat. It's
Oh, come on.
Lynn, I have a question about baking powder. It's Karen. So you have 2 teaspoons of baking powder.
2 tablespoons.
Teaspoons.
okay. Question?
Teaspoons.
2 teaspoons of baking powder. My problem is that when I put 2 teaspoons of baking powder and only a little bit of flour, there isn't that much flour in this cake, it repeats on people when they eat the cake. Can you just use 1 teaspoon?
Okay, you can try it with 1 teaspoon if it gives the cake enough lift,
Right.
then you got it made.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Okay, so now we're going to, on a low speed, which I've been using the whole time, we're going to add our dry ingredients. This cake is really fast. I'm going to take off, this has a great thing so that I don't wear the flour. Okay, round and round we go. Get everything off the side of the bowl. Now, before I started this, before I started the cake, I greased a springform pan and lined it with parchment paper. Okay. So now we're going to scrape off the beaters, which is actually so sad because I remember my favorite thing when my mother baked to lick off the beaters. Yes.
Lynn, one quick question. Does
Sure.
this have to be a spring form pan?
I only made it in a springform pan. It
Okay.
makes it easier to get it out.
Oh.
If you grease a 2 pan, it
Oh,
will probably work as well.
okay.
So try it. Okay, now we're sending this into its pan.
Lynn,
This is a
Lynn,
yes, dear. Whoever you are. Yes,
Lynn, you put parchment paper at the bottom?
yes. So basically what happens is once you open the springform pan, the cake literally just slides off. So now I'm trying to get all this deliciousness out of the bowl because it would be a shame to leave it in there. Okay. So this is a rather substantial feeling batter. It's not a loose batter. It's more like it has a very good consistency. You're not going to get a high cake out of this batter. It's actually a low cake. It's more like a quart size. I need to. Okay, it's more a quart size height than a cake height. Okay, so now I'm handing off to Robin, who's going to do. You'll excuse my fingers. Why leave it? Okay. My father-in-law was a baker, one of my fathers, anyway, and he had the ability. He had the ability to mix with his hands, and then somehow he got every bit of batter off his hands. There was nothing left.
Robin is now putting sliced apple on top of the batter. Which I will show you what I've done. Look at those. Look at those.
How many apples would you say? 2 apples are enough?
Over 2 apples and 1 was more than enough.
Okay.
Okay. Cord from my-
What kind of apples do you use?
Okay, so I decided to use Granny Smith because I thought the tartness of the Granny Smith as opposed to the sweetness of the cake would be it would give it a nice taste.
You need another cord.
No, it's not gonna do. Just walk around and I'll go to the stove.
Okay.
Now, cinnamon and brown sugar.
I like to do it with my hand because it's much easier to handle. All right. Okay. I want you guys to know the lengths at which these 2 women are cooking. There is
Absolutely.
no order in this kitchen at the moment. I'll show you. There is no order. Where are we?
Oh, my gosh.
Wait a minute. No order. So imagine the cleanup.
But it gives you a newfound appreciation for indoor plumbing. Okay. So
Can
now-
we knock on your door for a slice of cake?
Okay.
Bad idea.
Does anybody have any questions? Now we're,
Can we knock on your door for a slice of cake? To see if it's worth getting a spring form. I have a Brooklyn spring form, but it's much better than turning upside down. That's gonna kill it.
Gail, that's only if you come with a jug of water.
You got it. Sale. I got it.
okay.
Did you put sugar and cinnamon together at the very end?
Yes.
Brown sugar.
Thank you very much. Have a good Hanukkah. Thank you for making it.
You want me to help him?
Gail, mute
Yeah.
yourself,
Okay.
please. Gail,
What?
mute. Mute.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so we,
Gail, mute yourself, please. So you mix the cinnamon and the brown sugar together to put over the apples. Okay, good.
it's done, and part of the idea is that you make it like a really pretty glaze on top of the apples from the brown sugar caramelizing while it's baking. So this cake is going into the oven at 325 for 45 minutes or until you test it and it comes out dry. Okay? So now we're going to go to the pasta. Okay. So what we're going to do is, just by the way, I was in a store and I bought something that I never thought that I would use. It's called disposable cutting boards. I thought it was the most ridiculous thing, but when anything comes out and it's ridiculous, I need to buy it. I totally recommend this product. I feel like I'm doing commercial. Basically, it's hard plastic that you cut to size, and it has a little cutter on it, and it's a cutting board that you just use it and throw away, and you
Oh,
can make it whatever size you want. I'm so excited about this. I'm so excited I'm doing this demo just so I can use this. Okay.
What's the name of that product?
Oh, I will tell you. what it is.
Disposable cutting board.
What?
Where did you get that product?
Probably in New York. But don't worry, I'll be back after Pesach and I'll take orders
okay. Where did you get that product?
in New York.
Oh, okay. And it's called?
Where?
It was either in Amazing Savings. or
Of
in
course.
Bingo.
So
You
it's
know, Amazing
called,
Savings where you get things that you really don't need at amazing prices.
okay, disposable cutting board,
You can probably get it on Amazon.
probably.
Sure.
Yeah,
10
everything.
times the price.
If you want, I will post in the chat or whatever the. Okay, so we're gonna start with our pasta. I pre-cooked up. Now, we know the recipe called for linguine. I'm sorry. If I eat linguine, my shirt eats linguine. My face eats linguine. So I decided on making a penne.
Ladies, please mute yourself. There's a lot of feedback. Please mute.
I don't know why people even have those at all. Not like anything in my house that doesn't know how to use the toilet.
Hilda, please mute.
So now, okay, so we're taking a purple onion, slicing it.
I am muted. I'm sorry.
Excuse me, I just looked up the disposable cutting boards on Amazon. And they have them on Amazon.
Okay, the world is now safe. Okay, so we're going to cut, thinly slice a red onion. I'm going to do this very quickly. Just by the way, I didn't start out as a cook. And when I started cooking, I went on YouTube. And there are amazing videos on YouTube that help you improve your knife skills, which is really, really important in the kitchen. Okay, so, all right. So we have, I wasn't going to cook on my stove. I was actually going to cook on a hot plate, but it's not working well. So what we do is we take a quarter cup of olive oil, put it in a frying pan, then we add the sliced red onions. 5 sliced cloves of garlic.
Some feedback.
You know what we need, Lori? We need a 5-year-old. I was once, you know, we're having some technical difficulties. I was once on a plane and the stewardess got up and she said, please put your phone on airplane mode. And if you don't know how to do that, just ask the 5-year-old sitting next to you.
Mhm.
Okay, so we have our sliced garlic that's going in to a frying pan with our red onion. Okay, that's going to be on the flame on medium heat, and it's going to steam as opposed to fry. So I guess frying is at a higher temperature, steaming is at a lower temperature. Okay, while that's steaming, we're going to find our tomatoes. So that while the onions and the garlic are steaming, we're going to cut our tomatoes in half. Is it working? Is it heating? Oh, yeah. It doesn't have to be just give it a toss. Okay. So back to our onions and garlic are steaming in olive oil. I hope you all understand that all this is about olive oil. Everything has olive oil. Okay. So we're quickly going to, I went to Marshall's last night and I bought a little device from OXO, and it said that it's to help slice tomatoes and grapes. And all you do is insert the tomatoes into this little thing and run a knife down, and it doesn't work. But it was such a cute thing. Okay, so I don't know whether you can hear the wonderful frying sounds that are going on. Okay, we're almost at the end of these tomatoes. And just by the way, I have to tell you, I did make this dish before so I could try to see what it's all about. And you will see, it's just so pretty. Okay, we're at the end of this. So in a perfect world, our onions would be perfectly steamed by now. And we're adding our tomatoes.
Oh, jeez, it smells good.
Okay, so Lori, I don't know whether, let me show you, I mean, look at the colors. It's just gorgeous. You have the different colors of tomatoes, the purple onions, the garlic. It's just so pretty.
Lynn, it's Hilda. Can you substitute quinoa, for example, instead of pasta?
I don't see why not.
Anything that is a grainy kind of texture would work with this melange.
I would think so. I would really think so. Okay, so once we've added our tomatoes, we're going to let them cook for 12 to 15 minutes. After the 15 minutes, you'll add any kind of aromatic herb that you like. You can add thyme, rosemary, basil, and let it just seep in. And then you have, thank you for time travel. Here it is.
You
Here
added
it is.
salt and pepper when you put in the tomatoes?
Always salt and pepper. Okay. So you
Gorgeous.
take this beautiful mixture and you put it on top of your pasta. Robin is the best tosser. Okay. Okay.
Lynn,
Yeah.
what's your partner? What is your apartment number?
Excuse me? Excuse me?
What is your apartment number?
2013. Come along.
Did you know we're all coming now? Did you know that? I'll bring a series of small cups.
No
4-ounce
problem.
cups you can fill up for
You guys
us.
block Mahanga in its best way. Okay.
So this would
The
be
first 4
delicious
people get the plates.
with chicken added also.
Okay, Lori, could you bring that to your apartment and we'll all come there with our little cups?
Did she say yes?
Talking about additives, if you want to make this milkshake, you can now add some Parmesan cheese. Or I happen to love nutritional yeast.
What?
Nutritional yeast. It's a health food item. It gives a little bit of a cheesy taste to, and it's just yummy. You just sprinkle it on and it's so good.
That's
Where
for
do you
Parvati.
get that?
This nutritional yeast, actually, I found it at Trader Joe's with good hashkafa. I was amazed. I'd never seen it before. I've only bought it in health food stores.
I can attest to the fact.
Where did you buy it, Lynn? I didn't hear.
Trader Joe's.
Excuse me?
Trader Joe's?
Trader Joe's.
Is that where you got the bean paste too? The vanilla bean paste?
No, actually, the bean paste I got, oh my goodness, now I have to remember. I think I might have ordered it on Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can find it sometimes in Marshalls. And when you buy
Right.
it in Marshalls, it's better priced.
If
Yeah.
you find it.
Okay. Any other questions?
So you could add any type of meat that you wanted to this dish also, chicken.
Absolutely.
Oh, looks
I would
delicious.
add beef to it because I think the taste is too delicate. It would be
Okay,
overkill by the beef. I think that
chicken will be good. Oh, or
Yeah.
fish.
or serve it as a side dish.
Right.
No, go ahead and ask it.
No,
Don't worry.
Hi, you can obviously make this dairy by adding cheese to it.
You know, I wish this was like, you know, Havdalah, where we're on the Zoom for Havdalah, and they hold up the besamim, and you're supposed to make believe that you can smell it. Well, can you smell it?
Delicious. I have a question.
Anything.
Were we supposed to receive the recipes for the other dishes besides the pasta dish, like for the cake or the salad?
Everything is in the little booklet.
No, I only got the recipe
well,
for the,
No,
If-
they were,
If you have the recipe for anything, you have the recipe for everything.
I don't.
no. All we
Okay.
have is the recipe for the pasta.
I'll be more.
on the back page of the pasta. On the back page of the pasta recipe is the balsamic vinaigrette, the garlic leek confit, and then the last page is the apple and olive oil cake.
Can you put the recipes online?
I don't have it.
Send me an email.
I don't
and
have
Well, I never got I'm not there, so I never got the package and I won't know it unless you put it online.
Please send me an email to softamoss@gmail.com. I will send everybody something to download.
The only
Or else
recipe
we can send you
got
a
is for the
picture.
pasta.
Oh.
The other recipe is the back page.
I will make a copy of the booklet and put it into a file and send it to you.
Okay.
What's
Thank
the email?
Okay, Lynn,
My email is savta, SAVTAMOSS @gmail.com.
Okay, thanks.
Okay.
Lynn, it's Karen Moskowitz.
Hi,
First of
Karen.
all, I enjoyed this so much. You and Robin did a wonderful job, and Lori.
Fabulous.
And Lori, of course, with all the technical stuff. And so we all want to thank you, but I had a hint about using the honey on a spoon. I had seen this I saw this on a cooking show. She sprayed the spoon with oil and then the honey comes right off. So if you
Right.
spray the spoon with oil and then you put the honey on, it comes right off and you can measure your honey as you need to.
Makes sense.
You
Great.
can measure mayonnaise that way as well, Karen.
Okay. So
Can
thank you
we see
so
the
much. That was wonderful.
Can we?
Really special.
Jane and Lori, you were fabulous. It came up with a great idea. This is something totally different that we've never had before. So it was wonderful. Lynn and Robin, it was great to see you work. And I can't tell you how much we appreciate the fact that there's no running water in your kitchen and you are still doing this. I mean, you are absolutely amazing. And what was even nicer is that the recipes you made were simple And I think not many of us are going to be afraid to try them.
Right.
Yeah, I agree with Marcia. Terrific, terrific job. The two of you work wonders together. When can you come to my kitchen?
And it was so nice. It was so nice. It was our Hanukkah party here on the fourth night of Hanukkah. You know, we had this wonderful gathering with wonderful people and doing olive oil, terrific stuff that we will use. I'm going to try to figure out if I can put some roasted broccoli into that pasta thing as well. And that's another kind of meal. Lovely. Or
Yeah, wow.
cashews or playing with it like that. It's a wonderful base. Much better than
sounds
tomato
good, yeah.
sauce.
Jane, I neglected to thank you as well as Karen. Jane, first of all, the packaging was beautiful and it was so organized and everything was really wonderful. So thank you, Jane, as well. I know you worked hard on the packaging and everything else. So thank you.
This was really, really a
What does the
professional
cake look
program.
like? What does
And,
the cake look like?
oh, did you finish the cake?
But everybody
Yeah.
make themselves.
We want to see the finished cake.
Is the cake done? Let's see the
Cake
cake.
done?
We're not shy. We'll line up outside in half
Right.
an hour.
Or tomorrow, it's not a problem.
Bring it swimming.
Oh, bring it to the pool, that's correct. We could eat it in the
That's
morning.
good.
The one thing I want to add is despite the audio difficulties in the beginning and having to use Zoom as the way to communicate with one another, I thought this was absolutely phenomenal. Jane and Lori.
I agree.
Kol
Kavod.
hakavod.
I loved the
Yes,
packaging. And
definitely.
what you, Lynn and Robin
Yes.
just did was fantastic. We're all going to use
Absolutely.
it. We can't thank you enough for making another wonderful sisterhood meeting for all of us.
Wonderful.
Very
Really
special.
rejoicing.
You all for coming and for participating and for making sisterhood the recipient of a lot of money.
Are we
Oh,
having,
oh, wait a
look at that
second.
cake.
Lynn is
Fabulous.
showing us the cake.
Hilda?
Oh, wow.
I'm
Are
on
we
my
seeing
way.
cake?
Let's see. Let's see
Can
the
we come
cake.
now?
Looks gorgeous.
Can't
Let's
see
see
it.
it. I don't.
Oh, nice, very
Oh,
nice.
wow.
How many are we? Can we come now? I'm not kidding.
Lori,
Can you bring me a slice on the way home?
I'm going to the A building. That's it.
Lynn and Robin,
Okay.
once again, thank you so much for this really special presentation. I hope you enjoyed it as much as we enjoyed listening and
Yes.
watching. And that it's going to be, you had so much fun that you really can't wait to do it again.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you
Fabulous.
so much.
Wishing everybody a Chag,
Chag
Hanukkah
Sameach.
Sameach. Everybody should stay well and healthy.
Chag Sameach.
This is the
Fabulous.
best thing.
Lori and Jane, thanks so much for this fabulous show.
Everybody.
This was the best setup for in COVID, you know, like in the whole Geschäft. This is wonderful. This is wonderful. So much was lost and missing, and this was like a chavura party cook-in. Wonderful. Thank you
Thank you.
so much, Lori and all of you. Thank you. You're wonderful. May your water arrive soon.
Can we have an encore? Hello?
How do we get out of here?